what you want.
Exactly. Okay, so let me tell you my little theory on something. I tell people all the time, like, I have the power to control your thoughts. Like, I have magic powers. I can control your thinking and what you're thinking about. And I'll tell you, I'll even try to help you by telling you, don't think about something. Okay, I'm going to tell you this thing and I'm going to tell you not to think about it. You have to do everything you can to keep that image out of your head. Okay, so whatever you do, do not let a pink elephant pop into your mind. No pink elephants, not the big ears and the four legs and the wrinkly skin and the trunk, and no pink elephants. Absolutely no Pepto Bismol pink, bright pink elephants. Okay, whatever you do, don't think about a pink elephant. Okay, how well is that working for you? Anybody when I always have someone say, "Oh yeah, I did it. I thought about a purple alligator." I'm like, okay. So was it very easy to not think about a pink elephant?
No.
No. Okay. So, and the trick to this is there's a couple things to understand. First of all, our brains don't hear the words no, not, never, don't, can't. Okay. You ever told your, child, don't hit your sister, bam, don't touch that, don't, play with that. It's like this instant like gut reaction, and it's because that's the last image that we lost left in their brain. Okay. Is whatever we told them not to do. And so when the kids were really young, and I don't do this consistently all the time, so I'm not going to pretend like I'm some angel mother. But when I do take the time, just take that extra second, slow down, and tell my children what I want them to do versus not to do, it is amazing how much I can distract them from the thing that they just kind of keep going back to. Here, play with this. Here, talk about this. Treat your sister this way. And we kind of have to do the same things to ourselves, and we have to do the same thing in regards to our goals, because I'll see the opposite happen all the time where people talk about what they don't want. So talking about I'm thin, they talk about I'm fat, and talk about I'm financially sound and financially responsible, I'm broke. If they talk about I don't feel pretty, or don't whatever it is, if we talk about what we don't want to happen. But I did once hear someone say, luckily, God's really merciful and doesn't give us everything we focus on in regards to bad things. I am pretty much convinced every time there's a lump or something weird with a child that they have cancer. I'm like, wish I didn't get so. And that probably has to do with the fact that I've buried a child, and so I have had one die. I mean, so my little circle of what can happen is a little different than some others, but I try to change that, but that's just kind of this little secret thing in my head that I don't necessarily let out to anyone else. So that's what I'm thinking. But, what we focus on is more of what we get. And the interesting thing is this, so this will make you laugh, Rona. My son has a class, kind of a little religion class he goes to every day. And in the class that day, I picked him up from it and I asked him, what were you talking about today? And he said, we were talking about how to keep our thoughts, basically not into sexual stuff. And I said, so what was what did you have to say? And he goes, well, I looked at the kids and I said, well, if I tell you don't think about a pink elephant, what happens? And I go, I thought about a pink elephant. He goes, exactly. So think about what you want to be thinking about. And so it was, talk about things you want to be thinking about. And I said, well, how do you keep your pink elephants out of your head? I think about my goals, Mom. Duh. I mean, like I was just an idiot. So what things, well, my swim goals and my triathlon goals and my electric car. And I focus on the stuff that I want to be thinking about. And so it was just, it was cute to see that click with him, that he knew that he had to keep a focus on what he wanted to have most in his life. So it just kind of made me laugh. It was kind of funny. But those are things, and it's kind of hard to do with business when you've seen other people accomplish a level of success. So there's this much in you that goes, okay, if somebody else did it, obviously it's possible. Can I do it? And to focus more on I can do it and how do I do it versus what if I can't do it, or what if I don't have the time, or what if I don't meet the people, or what if they say no? You know, there's lots of little thoughts that can pop into our head that knock out the positive and allow the inspiration and the ideas to come in that we need to help our business grow. So this is a really fun concept, and you can play around with it even with your kids and yourself and kind of see how you feel different, and kind of do on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, how are you feeling when you talk about XYZ and your energy in that. And it makes a huge difference. But it does take practice. Okay. It is a habit. It does take practice. It doesn't just happen overnight, but you totally can do this when you really put your energy into it. Okay. So I want you to take a minute and really think about the things that you're saying to yourself, the things that out loud, you know, things that you're saying about your business, the things that you're thinking about the business, the things you're trying to read, the way you spend your time. And I really want you to just take a minute and write down some things and notice the ones that you're saying positively and the ones that are more based on fear and maybe, you know, the negative what ifs versus the positive things. So I'll be right back. I gotta check on a child, but write those things down. You talk to each other. Give me just 1 second, okay?
Hi.
Hi.
I have a whole bunch of this stuff written down, but I can't find it. Yeah. Hi. I keep saying to myself that I am enough.
Okay, what's on your list? Did you learn about yourself, Rana?
Well, I put that I am enough and that I can do this, and that I I don't know how to put it in words. Like you said, that I can overcome all these little things that are tripping me up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I can jump through the hoops. I have a son that's always saying, "You're great, Mom," and he's this wonderful encourager in our family.
Cool.
And he can change the whole room, you know.
Cool.
And so he's taught me that it's okay to say, "You're great. You're you know, you can do this. You're the best."
That's
right?
awesome.
So,
I love it. That's so sweet. But this isn't your oldest that's trying to graduate?
no, this is the youngest in the family.
There you go. All right. Well, let's use his philosophy, huh?
Yeah, and it works. I mean, you can see it working in his life.
Right.
He'll be on a game and he'll say, "I'm great. I'm the best at this." You know? And he actually it's intimidating to the other people. They believe him, right?
Right. Yeah.
So he just stomps around all over the place and wins, you know? Yeah. And he's told me, "I'm gonna be a millionaire, you know? I'm gonna win. I'm gonna do this game and I'm gonna be the best in the world," you know? And he's achieving his goal.
That's so funny. Yeah. Missy, what did you put down, hun? Hang on, you're
I put down I want to be healthy. I want to earn the next incentive trip that they're getting ready to announce.
awesome.
Even though I know where it's going. I still want to earn it. And now that I'm like looking at it, I kind of put a couple negative things down. I didn't realize they were really negative, but
Okay.
I put down like I have the numbers, so why haven't I promoted? I don't know what it is that I have the number of people, I should say, but I'm not. I don't know what my words are. I don't know what I'm doing wrong since I have the people, but they're not. I don't know what it is that I'm not doing to get them excited and to help them create the sales.
So what would you like to change the sentence to that would feel a little more hopeful and empowering? Can I give you a suggestion?
Yes, please.
Okay. What about something like, I have the tools to learn what to do to help them? And the other thing is you have to realize is that it's a numbers game. You're always going to have so many people and only so many of them working. So you need to be nice to yourself and realize that you may recruit 15 people and finally find the 3 or 5 that are going to work. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's and the more you get, so you're working it like a business, the more you'll attract that. It's just, it's not quite the time for you to work it hard right now. But you know what, Missy, one thing I really do believe, okay, I mean, I really, really believe in this, and I've seen it happen so many times, that you tell God you have a goal and you say, but this is all I have to put into it. Okay, because you do. You have a different amount of energy to put into it right now than you will 3 months from now. Okay, and you go, I have this goal. Can you help me achieve this goal based on what I have to give right now? And you might be surprised who comes into your life. Okay, I want you to, I mean, if you want to, I want you to consider allowing a miracle come into your life, and that better things happen than quote unquote should, based on the amount of effort you can put into it right now. Not want to put into it, but literally can put into it. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, either I allow miracles to come in and I find the right people and I'm learning the skills to help train them, and just that you're working on it. It's a journey. You're doing it. I wish I could give you a hug. I think you're afraid if you talk, you're just gonna like. Does that help, or what are your thoughts on that?
No, that helps.
Bless your heart. Are your hormones a little out of whack too?
I think I just think I'm like majorly hypersensitive lately. So, yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Did it upset you, or was it hopeful? Is it hopeful tears or upset tears?
No, it's hopeful tears. I mean,
Okay.
I obviously, I expect a miracle, honestly, too. I have plastered on my bathroom mirror, I believe in miracles, so I expect one. I just want it to be now. God's not letting it be now.
Yeah, yesterday would have been good.
So I just have to know that there's a plan, and I'm just not privy to that plan yet.
Just out of curiosity, do you have family or a network or girlfriends or church that are helping you up there at all?
Well, other than my Mark and my kids, everybody, I'll be honest with you, Michelle, I have told very few people, for one thing. But the people that I have told act like I'm contagious. So.
What?
Yeah, I told who I thought was one of my best friends, and I haven't heard from her since.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it's kind of been weird. It's like the couple people I thought would be the ones that were most supportive are not. And my mom, I talked to her today, and it's all about her and what it's doing to her and how disappointing it is for her that I'm dealing with cancer and how it's affecting her, not me.
Unfortunately, my mom acts the same way, so I get it, and it's horrible. It's so frustrating.
Yeah. So I spent an hour or more on the phone reassuring my mom.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've done that too.
Oh.
Yeah. I will keep you in my prayers.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sorry.
No.
You're fine.
Thank you
I
for
cracked
sharing.
open.
I can't pray if I don't know.
So your homeschool people, like,
I didn't tell any of them. They just know that I had surgery, and I don't have very many homeschool people. Believe it or not, here in our town, it's the weird thing to do. It's not at all. So it's,
right?
there's a big support group here. So if my kids went to private school, it would be different. But
oh, and you're in Everett?
yeah. So.
Oh goodness. Okay.
So, and I haven't posted anything about it on Facebook because I don't want that. So it's just kind of kept it just to a few small people because I thought I would get the most support from them, and it's been weird. So
I'm so sorry.
Other than my dad and my mother-in-law surprising me, not that I'm not good with my mother-in-law, but they're the most support. They're the ones that call me, do you need anything? Can I stop at the store? And of course my kids and Mark, but Mark can't stay home and take care of me either as much as he wants to. So I'm just thankful for the family I do have and your support too. It's been great, so thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I haven't done very much. Oh.
No, but your calls and text messages mean a lot, so thank you.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I wish I was closer because I don't think you're contagious. I would bring you soup. Oh, bless your heart. Okay. Let me look at the agenda here, and I'm going to try to listen to my heart and see what we need to talk about.
Missy,
Go ahead, Ronna.
it's okay to put yourself first.
Thank you.
You need to do that. And not, I mean, it's incredibly difficult. And so give yourself the time to care for you and hopefully your people won't feel like you've let them down. They should be very supportive of you. I'm sure they will be.
Thank you.
It sounds like there's a lot of people in your life that don't know how to deal with their fears. And so we're handling it badly. I'm sorry, fear makes people do really stupid things instead of being able to just love and oh, goodness. Okay, well, let's talk just a little bit about what this says is ways to create new habits, but it's also ways to get more energy, ways to create more positive feelings, ways to, anyway, lots of different things. So I'm going to tell you a couple ideas of things that I really like. So daily affirmations, I would encourage both of you, if there's something that you're feeling a little stuck on or something that you feel like you need to have more of or think a little bit differently, one of the great ways to do it is literally just write it down 10 times every morning. Just write down 10 times what you want to have happen and what you want to be instead. Okay? And I know that sounds kind of oversimplified, but it really does amaze me how the energy around you kind of shifts when you write down what you want to have happen. And Missy, you can even write I have people that are supportive and see what happens. And I think you're scared, and I think you support everybody else. And anyway, yeah, okay. So whatever you want to have happen, it really does. It's pretty fun how it works to write down 10 times what you want to have happen. I'm going to tell you about this other one. It's pretty funny. Have you ever seen those clickers like they use like at Costco when you come in? They just have a clicker to kind of keep track of how many people came through in a day. You know what I'm talking about? Those little clickers at baseball games or whatnot. And so there's this gal, there's a website, I think it's called Billion Clicks. And this gal, she sings, she has some positive kind of Christian-based music, and she had this idea that she wanted to get people together, and between all the people that believed in this, that they'd get 1 billion clicks. So I think the website, you can Google, it's called Billion Clicks. So you get a clicker, and you can even buy them off her website for like $5 or something like that, and they're different colors. But she says, first she wanted to know how many negative thoughts she was thinking in a day. And she realized like she had to click it every time she did, and she's like, oh, I don't like how this feels. So then she decided she was going to click for every positive thought she had, and she started reversing her thoughts and making them positive. And she has a good sense of humor. She's pretty funny. And she was talking about at church. She goes, and then because of the church she goes to, like the kids come to your regular services with you. You know, sometimes some churches you separate the kids and the adults, but there's a meeting where they all come together. And she goes, and then there was the family that I saw, and the Cheerios had dropped on the ground from church. And I clicked for every one that hadn't been smashed into the ground and we could pick up. And anyway, just a sense of humor about things. Well, at least they weren't all ground into the carpet. But anyway, the clicker, and just how she chose to start thinking more positive thoughts, and how it's kind of like this movement that she has with other people. It's kind of fun. And then another one that was cracking me up, that a friend of mine I saw on Facebook, I think it was like you get a wristband, and every time you complain, you have to switch it to the other arm. And so it teaches you, it holds you accountable how often you're complaining about things, and how, you want to try to leave it on one wrist as much as possible and not complain. Obviously, it needs to be about positive thoughts. You got to talk about what you want to have happen. But so that was kind of funny. But also anything just, I love how you have on your mirror, Miss C, that you believe miracles happen. I don't think I said exactly what it is you have written up there, but something about miracles. Really, you what?
It just simply says, I believe in miracles.
Miracles, cool. The other thing that really I strongly believe in is find a couple positive books, okay? My son's favorite is Randy Pausch's Last Lecture, and just, what's really important in life. I do love things like Power of Positive Thinking, Success Principles. There's a lot of good ones out there, but taking something that's positive and inspiring, and almost all of them, it's that somebody overcomes something hard. There really isn't anything that's positive. It's just, it was just all easy and went smooth. That's not much of a story. Okay. Like my kids did write a novel in a year class last year. And I hadn't ever really like logically thought it through, that every story has something kind of negative that happens. So then a heroine or, hero has to overcome the problem. And I'm like, so really, there's not a book out there. There's not like, there's always something that there was something hard and someone overcame something. Okay. Like, and there goes, and then we went and everything always went smoothly. There's not, like, that doesn't happen in life. It's just not even normal. Sometimes you're like, I'm pleasantly surprised. I was worried about this. Or even as silly as like, we had a spring break in Seattle, and the weather was beautiful the entire week. And to me, that is a story, and it kind of overcome like nature. That's not the norm. It was unusually warm and sunny like the entire week of April that we were up there. But really amazing things can happen, and you can feel different. And if I can share one more story with you, our time's about up, but there's a client that I worked with when I very first started doing it. And she was really negative. And she'd had several difficult things happen, and some were partly her choices, and some were partly just stuff that had happened that she didn't have much control over. It was more done to her versus a consequence of a choice. And some of it was kind of a blend of the two things. Kind of like, if you choose to have children, we love our children, but we can't control what they do. You know, it was kind of that kind of thing to some of the things. And she'd meet me at my house, and we'd talk, and she'd be venting about stuff. And I looked at her and I said, look, the stuff that's happened sucks. It really does. It absolutely sucks. And I can sit here and listen to you and validate you all you want, but if we don't talk about how to move forward and what to do to get you out of it, we're not going to get very far. I'm like, I want to spend our energy talking about how to move forward out of this and talking about what you want to have happen. And she started putting stuff down on paper, and it was like almost eerie because almost everything she puts on paper happens. And I'm like, you better be careful what you write down because so much of what you put down happens. And she went to a women's church function, and somebody come up and asked her, they said, what are you doing different? You don't even look the same. Her countenance literally changed because she started being a little more positive. And she messaged me, she's like, my life circumstances haven't changed, but I sure feel different because I'm handling them better, and I see God's hand in things. And just because she started being more proactive and talking more about how to fix it than just venting about it. And when I first started working with her, I thought, what am I doing? I cannot help this person. This is just negative energy coming my way. I don't need this. This was a bad idea on my part. And I really thought I'd made a huge mistake. And to see her change, and I'll say her Facebook posts, and sometimes I'm like, come on, you can be a little more positive than that. But she's very grateful because she's chosen to learn how to see God's hand in things, and she's chosen that being negative about things doesn't usually help. And so it amazes me where she's come and what she's ended up being able to do, because she simply changed how she was going to think about things. And like I said, it was, wow. It wasn't just frustrated about an illness. It was just negative. It really wasn't fun working with her at first. I have to just full out admit. But to see the change was incredibly rewarding because I didn't see that one coming. I was like, wow, this is going to take a lot to overcome. But she's seen the benefit. And so I just hope, you both have different challenges. You both have totally different situations, but you're both trying to overcome, we all are really the consistent, I swear, almost everyone I meet, I'm like, everyone's dealing with some sort of hard. I'm like, wow. And to be able to stop and feel peace in chaos is a priceless gift you can give yourself. And that happens with kind of some choices in the way we think about things. But, you also got to allow yourself to be where you're at. I mean, Missy, I don't know what you know about mourning, but you're mourning something that, like, mourning is a real thing. Like, I tried to believe myself that if you had enough faith in God, that you didn't have to go through the mourning steps. And boy, was I wrong. Whether it's mad or sad or negotiating or, whatever the step is, you've had something happen that caught you off guard and wasn't part of your plan. So just know that you're normal to go through grieving. Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll listen to you vent. I don't care which phase you're in. I like it to hear the mad phase, because I know, like, when I know a person, how sweet they are and they go in the mad phase, because I'm inside, I can kind of go, oh, good, they're getting it out, because I know this isn't who they really are. It won't say it, they'll just let it out. But most people don't know how to listen to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they think, oh my gosh, what's wrong with this person? This isn't who they normally are. And they're right. But it goes away faster, quicker. You just let it happen. And where you're at is, have that cry or pound your pillow or write that mad letter to the universe or God, or, when you get to that place, maybe you're not mad at all. I don't know. But, it's okay to feel those different emotions and experience them and let them go. It happens faster if you kind of let them come, and it won't stay inside you forever. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah, thank you.
It's kind of hard to, but if I get mad, will I stay mad? And you don't. You just, it's not the same thing at all. But when my son died and I let myself be mad and tell God I was mad, I remember how much faster it went through me and it didn't stay with me. And I realized God understood why I was mad. That didn't mean I have to be mad at anyone. But you're going through something that it sucks, and you have consequences because of it, and it's not what you want to have happen. And it's okay to be mad that this isn't what you wanted to be doing right now. Or it's okay to be sad about it, or whatever it is. I can't remember all the stages of grief off the top of my head, but this is something you have to mourn, because this isn't what you had planned.
Yeah, it's been kind of a big sidetrack.
Okay? You can call me anytime. I really mean that.
Thank you.
I wish I could come sit on your couch and rub your feet and bring you